The big problem we have today is that we think we shouldn't have any problems. And the problem that we have when it comes to negative thinking is that we think we shouldn't have negative thoughts. We think we shouldn't have these intrusive thoughts. And we call them intrusive because, if a happy thought comes in when you don't expect it, you welcome that. You're like, yeah, come in, happy thoughts, come in. All of you, come in. I need you. I need you. Negative thinking, it's intrusive and unexpected because, well, you're not welcoming a negative thought. Even if you don't expect it or do expect it, you don't want it. It's intrusive. It's coming in without your permission. And, I think there's a big lesson that we can take from Buddhism and from the practice of mindfulness when it comes to negative thoughts and any thought in general. And even though I don't know you personally, I've had experience over 10 years of practicing mindfulness and meditating every single day. And we need to practice detaching ourselves from thoughts. You need to practice not taking thoughts so seriously. You are not your thoughts. But Scott, if I'm not my thoughts, what the heck am I? Well, you're you. You are what you do, not what you think. I know, I think, therefore I am, whoever said that, Descartes. But no. When we become too consumed in thought, and again, we chase a thought down a rabbit hole and see where it goes, and one thought comes in that ruins our day and, debilitates us emotionally. That's us taking our thoughts too seriously. That's us identifying with our thoughts. I had a negative thought, therefore I'm in a negative state. I had a bad thought, therefore I'm a bad person. Right? I had a thought about jealousy, therefore I'm a jealous person. And the Zen approach to this, the mindful approach, is to be the observer. Practice noticing the thought and watching it go away. Thoughts don't last forever. The average person has about 20,000 thoughts coming and going every single day. They don't last. Now, at first, they may knock you on your feet, and I totally get that. And no matter how much you practice mindfulness, the thoughts still come, but there's that detachment from them. You are not your thoughts. They come out of nowhere. They're not yours. You don't create them, not all the time. You think if you gave your mind permission, you would be creating these negative thoughts? Do you think you create these intrusive thoughts and unwanted thoughts? Because if it's up to you, you're going to create positive ones. We don't want to self-harm ourselves with these thoughts. So they come, and you notice. And just like a blue sky, the thought is a cloud. And you notice it passing. Notice it come and go. That's the Zen approach to any kind of thought. Because you don't want to attach to happy thoughts because happiness comes and goes. You don't attach to negative thoughts because sadness and negativity and these kinds of emotions, they come and go too. It's that non-attachment, that non-permanence that Buddhism teaches. And I think that's really going to help you with negative thinking. And on this channel, there's a whole bunch of guided meditation audios that you can go through. There's mindfulness for beginners, so please feel free to check that out. There's relaxing audios that you can just sit and practice. The second way we deal with negative thoughts is by using cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy. And we can use one of these sheets here. Very simple to use. Very simple. Okay? And it's called a thought record. And what this thought record allows us to do is basically, well, we're going to write on it, okay? We're going to write what happened, what our thoughts were, what our feelings were, what our behavior was, and an alternative thought. As you can see, all these columns. Now, it's really simple, so check this out. Let's say the thought that came into your mind that ruined your day was you thought your girlfriend or boyfriend was cheating on you. You saw them being a little flirty, okay? So that's the thought. How does that affect how we feel? Well, now we feel anxious. We're worried. Maybe we feel sad and betrayed and unworthy. Okay, then now how is that going to affect our behavior? Well, maybe now we're going to text our girlfriend or boyfriend a little more. Now we're going to ask them where they are all the time, or why they haven't been home, or why they're so late from the office, right? There's an easy connection, and you can think of countless examples in your life and the lives of others of how this really works, all right? It's the thought triangle, whatever you want to call it. Now, how do you deal with negative thoughts in this case? Well, here's our thought record. What we're going to do is write down the thoughts that come in. So you can write down the situation, you can write down your emotions and emotions and behaviors, but the important part is where you write down your thoughts and where you write down alternative thought. Aha. Because guess what? The negative thoughts that come in your mind, 99% of them aren't accurate. There is no evidence for them. And you need to challenge that. So again, in number one, the Zen approach is you don't challenge, you notice. Watch them come and go. There's that detachment, non-permanence, right? In this way, in CBT, it's all about challenging those thoughts, saying, hold on, thought. I know you came in here without my permission, but I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to see where you came from and what you're up to, and if there's any evidence for me believing in that thought. Because when a thought holds no weight, there's no use for it. You know it's not true. The reason we take our negative thoughts so seriously and intrusive thoughts is because we identify them and then believe they're true. They're not true. A lot of the time, they are not true. And the CBT way to do that and deal with that through the thought record is to challenge those thoughts. What's the situation? What's the thought? How you feeling? How you behaving? What's the alternative thought? There's number two. The third way, my way of dealing with negative thoughts is first, obviously, to use the two together. That Zen approach, right, to not identify with these thoughts. And the second approach, to challenge them when they stick a little too much. And they're still there, and they're still bothering you, and you need to break them out, spill them out on the floor, dissect them, find the evidence, and get rid of them, right? Just like taking out the trash. And my way is using those two, plus a third way, and that is talking to someone. Yeah, because sometimes hearing someone telling us that the thoughts are bullshit, the thoughts aren't you, the thoughts are completely irrelevant, the thoughts are, just don't make sense, that gives us relief because we feel like we're not alone in that. Because even if you think you don't believe it, or sometimes it's not enough for you just to believe it. Sometimes you need someone else to kind of tell you, yeah, man, like, no, she's not cheating on you, or no, you're not going to get fired from your job, come on, man, there's no evidence for that. Or, things along those lines where you need sometimes an outsider's perspective, right? Because we get so caught up in our own head, sometimes we can't see outside the bubble of ourselves. We need an outsider to say, this is the way I'm seeing the situation. This is the way I'm seeing your life. And that thought you had about what's going on is complete garbage. You shouldn't believe that for a second. Dude, you are worthy. You are good. You're not getting fired, right? Your car's not going to explode on the freeway. You just got a new oil change and you went to your mechanic. Why are you worried about that? They spill in the evidence for you, plus the mindfulness approach, plus the CBT, and you have a delicious formula for dealing with negative and intrusive thoughts. If this video is helpful to you, please give me a comment and I'll respond. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. This is, again, Depression to Expression, where we have an honest dialogue about mental health. Mental health is very important. Stay strong, keep being you, and don't forget to express yourself.